We return to our spotlight on devolution, where governors and MCAs are locked in a tussle over a proposal to allocate 8% of the devolved funds to the Ward Development Fund. This is a proposal that has been fronted by Muranga Senator Inguru Hangata. Listen.
I think you have to look at the problem which made this bill to be proposed. And the problems was, number one, there are several wards which are missing out on benefits of devolution. You have skewed development in some areas. Also, you have a situation where some major projects which have an impact on the grassroots are being neglected by the executive in the counties. You may find a situation where some governors don't like, let's say, maraming roads. They don't like building footbridges. They don't like maybe providing water. They want the huge projects. But those small projects have an impact on the well-being of the wananchi. And this is what this bill is proposing to remedy.
Chama gavana hatukubaliani na hilo jambo kwa sababu kwa ile mipango ambayo serikali zote za kaunti zinafanya tumetenga pesa mingi zaidi kwa kila ward. So tukiweka sheria ya kulimit hizo pesa then itamaanisha tutafanya maendeleo mengi katika hizo wards. So hatuoni sheria hiyo ina muhimu, na kila serikali ya kaunti na county assembly yake iwachwe iamue kivyao vile watagawanya hizo pesa zifikie katika kila ward ya kaunti zao.
I think resources has been the biggest challenge. Resources has been the biggest challenge. And we are hoping that we will continue the conversation with the national government, that monies will come, that it will be enough, and it will come on time. You see, it's not just enough to have money, but also that it will come on time.
Francis Gashuri has been covering the start of this conference, which officially begins tomorrow. He's joining us live from the Kakamega High School. Gashuri, whilst we know that the overarching theme of this particular conference should be looking at, including devolution in the big, in the counties, and the big four, if you like, the president's agenda. That's the new thinking, but the reality is that devolution is still facing 5 years on some of the most rudimentary problems. For instance, allocation of financing, as we've heard from Governor Waigoro, and also, as we reported earlier today, 66,000 government employees who should not be on the payroll. You'll remember this has been a running issue over the years. In your own assessment, whilst central government tries to bring, this push of the new thinking, the big four, and having that take place in the counties, but still unable really to sort out the very basics, what then is the state of devolution?
And devolution is working, but also with challenges. And these are some of the challenges that the conference intends to deal with and open up the discussion so that all stakeholders in devolution can have an opportunity to discuss what are the challenges, what are the possible solutions, because ultimately the idea is to make devolution work perfectly seamless in a seamless manner, and at the same time synchronize it with the Big Four agenda that President Uhuru Kenyatta has anchored his legacy on. He will be here tomorrow to come and expound on how he hopes that his Big Four agenda can be in sync with the devolution goals, especially in all the specific counties. But on the question of funding counties, governors are still asking for more money. The national government still insisting that the county governments don't have capacity to absorb all the resources that are coming to them. 1 trillion shillings plus has been devolved in the last 5 years. But quite often, some of this money still goes back to the national treasury. But on the other hand, the governors are complaining that the money comes to them very late, such that even though they have budgeted adequately for this money, when it comes late, it makes it impossible for them to spend it, and so it ends up going back to the national treasury and accumulates the debt that the counties have incurred. This is part of the long-running question of pending bills. So it's a long issue. It's a debate that will be expected to be very vibrant in the course of these 3 days. And you've heard a little earlier the senator from Muranga County talking about 8% of all the monies that is devolved to the respective counties be allocated to a ward development fund. to enable the members of the county assembly have something equivalent to what members of parliament have in the National Government Constituency Development Fund. However, the governors are saying that give us the money, we will decide together with the county assemblies how much money will go to these ward development funds. But MCAs are saying that they want something tangible that they can go back to their respective wards with, so that they can be able to achieve the promises they made to their respective constituents. So there is that tussle over the resources that are being disbursed. And some of the issues that we also expect the governors to discuss with the national government and other stakeholders in the whole question of devolution is how much is enough for county governments. And we caught up with some of the governors, and they had something to say about it. Just take a listen.
Gatuzi ni mtoto mdogo ambaye amezaliwa juzi na polepole tunaanza kujifunza. Ile mwaka ya 2013 to 2017 kulikuwa na changamoto mingi sana. Mliona ma senators na magavana walikuwa ngangana, mwingine anataka kuwa mkubwa, mwingine anataka kuwa mdogo, lakini sasa hivi watu wameanza kuelewa. Polepole hizo changamoto zitaanza kwenda chini.
Ili kupunguza hiyo inaitwa pending bills, deni ambazo zinabebwa kwenda ile pande nyingine. Lazima treasury ikakamue kwa kuachilia pesa, kwa sababu kukawia na pesa si kusema kwamba utapeana, bado utapeana. Kwa hivyo kwa nini usipeane on time ili ifanye kazi, hiyo maneno ipite?
Ni kweli hata sio counties peke yake zimekuwa na lalama, hata bunge saa zingine unapata pia pesa hakuna. Nafikiria kulingana na vile hii maneno ya devolution ilianza treasury bado ijakuwa na uzoefu wa kudisperse pesa, kwa sababu tunapopitisha pesa katika bunge zikuje kwa mashinani zinatakana zitoke mara moja, kwa sababu hakuna uamuzi mwingine. Na hiyo ni maneno tunaweza kufuatilia na executive tujue ni kwa nini pesa inachelewa.
Article 226D, I think, states very clearly that a public official is responsible for his or her actions, whether in office or outside. And therefore you can't stop sending money to counties because of the issue of corruption. The counties must definitely practice good governance. But when you don't practice it, there are ways to deal with you.
Capacity. Do you have the capacity to absorb much more money that is sent to the county government?
The capacity will come when you have the finances to build that capacity. Sometimes a chicken and egg situation. You want the chicken, but you must have the egg. For you to have the egg, you have to have the cock and the hen.
No. Each person has got their job cut out for them, and that acrimony never really helped anybody, and everything was being passed with a lot of acrimony and accusations and counter accusations and court cases, and all of that was costing us a lot of money. So I think the new thinking is that let's focus on the development. Let's each person really do the job for which they are called. Yes.
And money is the question. How much is enough county government? How much more is the national government willing to give to the county government? That remains the ultimate question that hopefully will be answered in the course of these 3 days of the devolution conference that ends on Thursday. But also, there was a football match here, and part of the acrimony, they are trying to find ways of dealing with it. The tension between MCAs, governors, senators, they're trying to find a way of dealing with it. And one of the ways was football. And we saw senators, MCAs, governors squaring it out at Buhungu Stadium. Eventually, members of the county assemblies won 1-0 against the senators, who had earlier beaten governors 5-0. So let's hope the situation gets resolved, and hopefully we'll find how they go about it in terms of making devolution work in the coming years after an evaluation of what has happened in the last 5 years.
Thanks very much, Francis Gashuri, reporting for us. And must say Bukungu Stadium is looking pretty good.